Have you ever felt a sudden wave of dizziness while reaching for a cup in your kitchen cabinet? Or maybe you've caught yourself gripping the hallway wall a little tighter these past few months, wondering, is this just part of getting older? You're not alone. In fact, I hear stories like this every day. Friends, neighbors, even family members who've started moving through life more cautiously, trading their morning walks or gardening hobbies for the safety of their recliner. But here's what most people don't realize. That hesitation, that unsteadiness isn't just a nuisance. It's the quiet warning sign of the #1 cause of hospitalizations for seniors, a risk that's hiding in plain sight, even in the comfort of your own home. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 72, lives alone, and until last fall she was the kind of person who'd rearrange her living room furniture just for fun. But one morning, as she reached for her favorite mug on a high shelf, she lost her balance. No fall, no injury, just a moment of wobbling that left her heart racing. Margaret shrugged it off. "I'm just getting older," she told herself. But within weeks, that same unsteadiness led to a missed step on her porch stairs and a fractured hip that landed her in the hospital for weeks. Here's the truth. Falls are the leading cause of senior hospitalizations, and they're rarely just accidents. They're the result of small daily habits we don't even recognize as risks. Habits we can fix with simple changes. Today, let's talk about the 2 most common culprits hiding in your daily routine, and exactly how to outsmart them. The first risk, let's call it the morning trap. Think about how you start your day. Do you swing your legs out of bed the moment you wake up? If you're like most seniors, your blood pressure takes a nosedive when you stand too quickly. A condition called orthostatic hypotension. That lightheaded feeling isn't just uncomfortable. It's a recipe for a fall. Margaret's doctor explained this to her after her hospitalization. "Your body needs time to catch up," he said. 10 seconds could save you 10 weeks in rehab. Here's how to break the habit. Pause before you rise. When you wake up, sit on the edge of your bed for 30 seconds. Wiggle your toes, take 3 deep breaths, and let your body adjust. Then, plant both feet firmly on the floor and push up using your thighs, not your hands. This simple routine gives your blood pressure time to stabilize. Margaret started doing this religiously, and within days, she noticed her morning dizziness vanished. "It feels silly at first," she told me, "but now it's as natural as brushing my teeth." Now, let's walk to your living room, literally. The second risk, the invisible obstacle course. Take a look around. That decorative rug by the sofa, the charging cord snaking across the floor to your lamp, even the dim light you leave on overnight to save electricity, these are silent saboteurs. Studies show that over 60% of senior falls happen at home, often due to tripping hazards we've stopped noticing. My neighbor Frank learned this the hard way. At 68, he prided himself on his organized clutter until he tripped over a loose rug edge while carrying laundry. The result? A dislocated shoulder and 6 weeks of physical therapy. His fix? The 3-step sweep. Every evening after dinner, he does a quick lap around his home, secures rug corners with double-sided tape coils, loose cords against the wall, turns on nightlights in hallways and bathrooms. He uses energy-efficient LED plugs. It takes 90 seconds. "I feel like a detective hunting for hazards," he laughs. "But my floors haven't betrayed me since." Now, here's where most advice stops. But we're just getting started, because there's another factor contributing to falls that's even more insidious. And it's not your balance or your home setup. It's something you're probably sipping on right now without a second thought. But before we dive into that, if any of this resonates with you, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps others find this conversation, and honestly, lets me know I'm on the right track. Let's keep going. You've just heard how small tweaks to your morning routine and home layout can prevent disasters. But here's the game changer. Hydration habits directly impact your fall risk. Surprised? Many seniors are. As we age, our sense of thirst declines, and medications often exacerbate dehydration. Even mild dehydration can cause dizziness, muscle cramps, and confusion, all of which make falls more likely. Take Gloria, a 70-year-old book club regular. She rarely drank water, opting for tea or the occasional juice. Then one afternoon, she stood up too fast from her reading chair and blacked out momentarily, bruising her ribs against a side table. Her doctor ran tests and found nothing wrong, just chronic dehydration. His prescription? Sip smarter. Gloria now keeps a lightweight, no-spill bottle. She chose bright orange so she never loses it, by her favorite chair. Every time she finishes a chapter, she takes 2 gulps. I thought I'd hate it, she says. But now I actually crave water. And my afternoon headaches? Gone. Here's your actionable takeaway. Don't wait to feel thirsty. Set visual. QEs, a marked water bottle, sticky notes on the fridge, or even a recurring phone alarm. Aim for small sips throughout the day rather than chugging large amounts. And if plain water bores you, try infusing it with cucumber slices or a splash of citrus. Now let's address the elephant in the room. But I've always been careful. And I believe you. But here's what most people miss. Strength isn't just about preventing falls. It's about surviving them. Research shows that seniors with stronger leg muscles are 42% less likely to sustain serious injuries if they do take a tumble. That's where the next habit comes in. You've just learned how staying hydrated and strengthening your legs can turn a potential fall into a near miss. But here's what keeps physical therapists up at night. Even with these fixes, there's a hidden danger lurking in nearly 80% of senior households. And it's not on the floor or in your water bottle. It's in your medicine cabinet. Let me explain with 2 stories. Meet John, a 68-year-old retired teacher. He'd been doing everything right after his knee replacement, hydration, daily walks, even taping down his rugs. But one evening, he stood up from dinner and collapsed. Turns out his blood pressure medication, combined with an over-the-counter sleep aid, had tanked his blood pressure. I never thought to check, he told me later. They were just pills. Contrast that with Sarah, 75, who noticed her new arthritis medication made her slightly dizzy. She called her pharmacist that afternoon, adjusted her dosage time, and avoided what could have been a catastrophic fall. The difference? John saw medications as static. Sarah treated them as evolving risks. Here's your wake-up call: drug interactions. Because over 25% of senior falls. As we age, our bodies metabolize medications differently. That sleeping pill you've taken for years, it might now linger in your system until noon. The fix isn't complicated, but it's urgent. Conduct a medication checkup every 90 days. Here's how. Gather all medications, prescriptions, supplements, even eye drops. In a basket, bring them to your primary care doctor and pharmacist. They spot different risks. Ask 2 questions. Is this still the safest dose? And could this interact with anything else I'm taking? Sarah does this religiously. It takes 1 morning a quarter, she says, but it's cheaper than a broken hip. Now let's talk about the silent strength thief no one mentions. And it's not aging itself. It's the chairs we sit in. Think about your favorite armchair. Does it sag in the middle? Do you need to push off the arms to stand? That cozy nest is secretly weakening your legs. Physical therapists call this chair adaptation syndrome, when furniture that's too low or too soft forces your muscles to work harder just to move, leading to exhaustion and instability. My friend Robert, 71, learned this after struggling to rise from his recliner. His solution? The 2-inch rule. He swapped his squishy chair for a firmer one with a seat exactly 2 inches higher than his knee height. Use a measuring tape. Now, he can stand up using just his legs. No arm thrusting. It felt ridiculous buying a healthier chair, he admits. But my balance improved faster than with my physical therapy exercises. Action step. Test your furniture. Sit down, then try to stand without using your hands. If it's a struggle, add a firm cushion or consider raising furniture legs with non-slip bed risers. And if you absolutely can't part with your recliner, set a timer to stand and stretch every 20 minutes. It breaks the cycle of muscle stiffening. Here's where things get personal. If you've ever thought, I'm too old for this, or this is just my life now, I need you to hear this. Decline isn't inevitable. It's often preventable. Take Barbara, an 82-year-old who fractured her wrist in a fall last year. She assumed it was bad luck, until her daughter noticed Barbara squinting at her medication labels. A quick eye exam revealed cataracts that had been blurring her depth perception for months. After surgery, Barbara's fall risk plummeted. "I thought vision loss was just part of aging," she said. "Turns out I didn't have to live that way." Your move. Audit your senses annually. Depth perception, peripheral vision, even hearing. Balance relies on inner ear function. Can be quietly eroding. Book a comprehensive eye exam, not just a glasses check, and ask your ENT about a balance assessment. Many clinics offer free senior screenings this time of year. Pause for a moment. If any of these stories mirror your life, the medication shuffle, the cozy but risky chair, the slow creep of sensory changes, drop a "still here" in the comments. It matters more than you think. And if you're finding value here, consider subscribing. Every click of that button helps spread these life-saving tips to others in your shoes. Now let's address the elephant in the room: fear. Maybe you're thinking, "But if I stop moving, I'll stay safe." Tragically, the opposite is true. Research shows that seniors who restrict activity to be careful lose 3 to 5% of their muscle mass per week, putting them at higher fall risk within months. The solution? Strategic movement. That brings us to Joan, 78, who became agoraphobic after a minor fall. Her breakthrough came via door frame therapy, a trick from her physiotherapist. 3 times a day, she grips her sturdy door frame and does slow knee bends, holding on 10 calf raises, rising onto tiptoes, the minutes of shifting weight from foot to foot. "It's not fancy," Joan says, "but now I can catch myself if I trip." We're circling the most critical and most overlooked factor in fall prevention. It's not your hips, your eyes, or your pillbox. It's the stories you tell yourself about aging. Every time you think, "I'm too frail for that," or "I'll just stay home," you're writing a script your body will follow. But here's the good news. You can rewrite it. Take control by naming your why. Why do you want to avoid hospitalization? To dance at your granddaughter's wedding? To keep gardening? To maintain independence? Write it on a sticky note and put it where you'll see it daily. Jones says, "Stay strong for Tuesday bridge nights." That simple mantra gets her doing doorframe exercises even when she's tired. Now let's talk about the one household item you touch 50 times a day. The item ER nurses call the silent fall accelerator. It's not your stairs or your bathtub. It's your... You've just learned how your mindset and daily habits shape your fall risk. But let's circle back to that household item you touch dozens of times a day, the one ER nurses whisper about in break rooms. It's not your stairs or your bathtub. It's your shoes. Yes, those cozy slippers you've worn for years. The ones with the smooth soles that feel like walking on clouds. They're a disaster waiting to happen. Research shows that improper footwear contributes to 52% of senior falls, not just outdoors, but on perfectly flat living room floors. Let me explain with a story you'll never forget. Meet Harold, 76, a man who loved his fleece-lined slippers. "They're like pillows for my feet," he'd say, till one midnight trip to the bathroom turned tragic. His slipper caught on a hardwood floor seam, sending him crashing into a doorframe. 2 broken ribs and a concussion later, Harold's physical therapist handed him a ruler. "Measure your soles," she said. "If you can fold them in half, they're killing your stability." The fix? The 3-second shoe test. Press the toe and heel of your shoe together. If the sole bends easily, retire them. Check tread depth. No visible grooves? They're now houseplant decor and Jura snug. Not tight fit. Your foot shouldn't slide inside. Harold switched to rubber-soled shoes with arch support and hasn't fallen since. "I miss my old slippers," he admits, "but I miss the hospital. Even less." Now let's address the midnight menace, those 3 a.m. trips we all make. Darkness transforms familiar spaces into obstacle courses. But here's a game changer. Pathway lighting isn't just convenient, it's life-saving. Take Irene, 79, who fractured her hip navigating a dark hallway. Her solution? GlowGuard. She installed motion sensor LED strips, $15 online, along her baseboards and used glow-in-the-dark tape on stair edges. It looks like a runway, she laughs, but I haven't stubbed a toe in 2 years. Your action plan: place plug-in night lights at hip height. Eye-level glare ruins night vision. Use 4-watt warm white bulbs, bright enough to see, soft enough not to disrupt sleep. Keep a flashlight with red tint mode, preserves night vision on your nightstand. Here's the hard truth hospitals won't tell you. Even with perfect prevention, accidents happen. That's why your final weapon isn't a gadget or habit. It's a plan. When 83-year-old Ruth fell alone in her kitchen, she couldn't reach her phone. But she could bang a metal spoon against her radiator, a pre-arranged signal her neighbor recognized. Paramedics arrived in 12 minutes. Create your 10-minute safety net. Program emergency contacts into your phone's lock screen. Keep a whistle, loud alarm on your wrist. Medical alert bracelets work. Agree on a daily check-in system with a friend. Even a quick text to Ruth's system cost $4, spoon included, and saved her life. Let's tie this all together. Imagine this time next year. You're walking through your home with confidence, hosting family dinners, maybe even trying a Tai Chi class you've eyed for months. The hospital stays, they're someone else's story. Because you've transformed your space and habits using what you've learned today. Shoes that grip like a gecko's feet, a home that lights your way like a caring guide, a body strengthened by smart movement medications reviewed like a life or death checklist. This isn't fantasy. It's the reality for hundreds of seniors who've made these tweaks, and it can be yours. Before we part ways, I need you to do 3 things. Drop a comment below sharing one change you'll make this week. Maybe shoe test Monday, or hydration station by my chair. Your words might inspire someone else. Tap that like button if you found even one tip useful. It helps these lessons reach more people like you. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Every click teaches me what matters to you, so I can create more content that empowers your healthiest years. And finally, share this video. Not for me, but for that friend who's too proud to use a cane, or the neighbor who's become a hermit after one scare. You might gift them years of independence. As we wrap up, remember this. Aging isn't about avoiding risks. It's about managing them wisely. You've got the tools now, the shoes, the lights, the checklists. They're not limitations. They're tickets to the life you deserve. Vibrant, active, and on your terms. Here's to your next adventure. Steady on your feet and ready for whatever comes. Thanks for letting me walk this path with you. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and keep rewriting what's possible after 60.